Mark, I have a question, and I'm okay with you adding my voice message and your answer to a public YouTube video. My husband of almost 15 years has high-functioning autism. We have 2 children, and our oldest son is 13, and he also has high-functioning autism. The biggest conflict that we run into is with his mother, my husband's mother. She is very opinionated, very strong-headed, and my husband wasn't diagnosed with autism until about 4 years ago. And so she is just not educated about it at all. And she really refuses to see him with autism. But it's very obvious if she spent more time with him. We do live 12 hours from her. The biggest issue we have is she sees that our oldest son is different. He does not go with the flow very easily. And so she gets very upset that he doesn't easily do what she wants. And so she does push him aside. She even told us that he brings out the worst in her. So there's many hurtful things that she has said. And it's been a while since we've seen her because of COVID. And so it brings a lot of anxiety upon me being around her because I feel like I have to defend my children, and my husband really struggles with standing up to them. He's very scared of disappointing or standing up to his parents, especially his mother. He wants to, but he's not quite sure how to do it because words just don't come easily to him, especially under pressure. So how can I help him to learn to stand up for me and his children?
Okay, thanks for the question. And one of the first things that we need to think of is the business of guilt. And so your mother-in-law has discovered that both her son and her grandson have an autism spectrum disorder. It's not too surprising that there might be some initial denial because there could be some guilt associated with that, what I would just call false guilt, because she might be thinking, well, if they have autism, maybe that's something I did. Maybe it's something that I did wrong while I was pregnant, or maybe I was a bad parent in some shape, form, or fashion. So she may be blaming herself, even at an unconscious level, and that's too painful of a realization. And also it's inaccurate, and so some of that denial is protection against the thought that, must have been my fault. So, high-functioning autism, also called ASD level 1, is often mentioned in the media, television, newspapers, social networks, and whatnot. But the truth is that besides remembering Dustin Hoffman's performance in the movie Rain Man as an autistic savant, most people really have no clue about what an autism spectrum disorder is. They think of it as some kind of a disease or something that is going to be debilitating over the lifespan, when in fact people on the autism spectrum have way more strengths than they do weaknesses, and often excel more than typical people. So you'd want to assure your mother-in-law and other family members, as far as that goes, that even though there's no single cause or cure for high-functioning autism, it is certainly treatable. Although it is a lifelong disorder, studies show that early diagnosis and intervention can lead to significant improved outcomes. So with the support of your mother-in-law and other family members, along with appropriate services, your 13-year-old son will definitely live a full, healthy, and meaningful life, no doubt about that. Another thing you'll want to do is explain to your mother-in-law that different circumstances call for different parenting. So explain that while you're trying to give your son as normal an environment as possible, there may be things that you'll do or not do for him that you would for the other children in the family. For example, there may be different rules and consequences. There might be different sleeping arrangements, different dietary or safety concerns. So you may want to gently explain that this doesn't mean that you're playing favorites or that you're babying your son. You're simply addressing his unique needs and protecting him from unnecessary stress. Also, I would encourage you to not be offended. You would want to ensure your mother-in-law and other family members that your son's lack of social interactions with them is simply par for the course and not a personal affront. After all, high-functioning autism is, in essence, a disorder of social skills. Also, there's nothing wrong with you encouraging your mother-in-law to discuss her fears, disappointments, confusion, concerns, whatever's going on. Remember the feelings that you had when you first heard that your son had high-functioning autism, and then later when you heard that your husband had it. So realize that your mother-in-law will most likely experience similar emotions. It would also be good to give your mother-in-law some information about HFA, but only on a need-to-know basis, because if you bombard her with a ton of information, that's going to maybe even make her more confused and even more alarmed. So, for example, you may want to just skip the nitty-gritty details of a gluten-free, casein-free diet. You may want to postpone telling stories about HFA children who run away or who still aren't potty trained by age 8. And you want to offer her a short list of internet sources. What we're dealing with here is not your mother-in-law purposely trying to be insensitive or uncaring. It's just lack of information. So with a few internet sources that she can research, she can explore the world of autism spectrum disorders at her own pace. Also, in a very diplomatic way, you would want to remind her the importance of accepting your son for who he is, not who she hoped he was supposed to be. Children on the autism spectrum do need more space. They need more understanding and patience. And lastly, if she simply doesn't get it, then you could suggest a support group. If your mother-in-law or any other extended family members for that matter have difficulty understanding or accepting the diagnosis, then they really should consider getting in touch with a support group in order to hear other families' stories, because there's other grandmothers, mother-in-laws, moms, and so on that have been there and done that and had denial and resistance in the beginning, but now have come to some form of acceptance. And hearing those stories from other families who have been down that road can be very reassuring. Now, there is a link below this video where you can ask your question. Thanks, guys. This is Mark Hutten, adultaspergerschat.com.